Come on, y'all. Let's sit on the stoop. Oh, boy. If y'all know anything about my morning shows and the likes, y'all know that me and this camera, Ooh, let me get my Maddie show notes, child. But how did I like that? Come sit on the stoop with me. Let's chat. We used to do that. In BED-STY, we sat on stoops. And the kids were in the yards. Of course, all the yards had gates, and the majority. My landlord, her gates worked. But that music is brought to you by ShadowMagnet.com, Sean Welch, and Stay Fly Gear, which is Tyree Walsh. Cousins, talented cousins, great folks. So they did that introduction. They also did, let me see if I can get this for y'all. This is, I just want y'all to see just how talented these folks are. I'm doing a podcast about the show that they sung the title song to. And it's called Neighbors TV. And well, maybe because I'm up live, you can't go on ooh. Neighbors Test TV chess song. I know because I wrote the chess song. Okay. Maybe you can't be on YouTube recording and then looking for something on YouTube. I don't know. It's not going anywhere. But anyway, they wrote the song Neighbors, which is phenomenal. Phenomenal. Okay, looks like something's trying to come through. Wow, maybe I'll have it queued up the next time. But that's it. Tyree Welsh and his cousin, Sean Welsh. Sorry, y'all. Excuse me. So thanks for coming on the stoop. How do you like that? If you ever lived in BED-STY, or if you live in BED-STY now, you know what I'm talking about. The kids are out in the yard behind the gate, and you're sitting there, and mother's talking, or neighbors talking, or you knew each other then, you know. And this is a story about my living in Bed-Stuyvesant, which is where I was introduced to the community, LGBTQ. I didn't know about that. I was a little Southern girl right out of the cult, honey. I was right out of the cult. I mean, no makeup, no fingernail polish. I don't think no earrings. You know, right out of the cult. You know, where women did all the work and men did nothing, and where the pastor of the church can run around and feel up on you and do whatever he wanted to do. And if you said anything, it was against you. And if you were gay, you kept it to yourself. But see, here's the strange thing. I remember as a much younger kid in New York, they used to always say, "Oh, that girl's a tomboy," or "That boy, he is sweet. He's going to go." And they didn't make anything about it. So, and was when I was, let me make sure I didn't have a tag. I was walking on the treadmill this morning and realized I saw the tag. I was like, ooh, I had the thing inside out, but I wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, so you got to give me a chance. So I didn't see anything bad about it. It and they said you were born like that. It was totally acceptable, totally understandable. And then somewhere along the line, as I started getting older, it started not to be acceptable, and I didn't understand that. Anyway, in Bed-Stuy, sitting on the porch is where we would watch Martin. I would see Martin come up. Martin knew my neighbor first, Vanessa, and that's where he used to hail. And she would either be sitting with me on the stoop where I live, or I'd be sitting with Vanessa on her stoop, and Martin would come by all decked out, as decked out as he could be at that time. When I think back, I was mm, mm. You know, the fact that the AIDS got him before the gays boys did is incredible, incredible, because Martin was Martin. I remember one day I asked him. I just had to know. Like I said, I just came from a cult. Women did everything. We did all the screwing. We did all the cooking. We did all the baby making. We did all the working. We did all going to the church and all everything for the pastor. He could touch up all the kids, like you said, give your kids over, just like a cult. Um, if you didn't go to church, nobody spoke to you. Oh, please. Uh, if you didn't go to church, they didn't feed you. So that's how I know it was a cult. I just, it takes a while when you look at it. So many things they put in your head that it's a little confusing. But that's why I, in my plays, and even in doing neighbors where I teach the basis of chess, my mantra or uh, motto is always asking the young kids to hang in there. Don't bail out now. Don't bail out now. Understanding is there. And understanding is coming. And now with more education and freedom of education and the internet, you'll be able to put stuff together a lot easier than I did. So it was fascinating when I got to know Martin, and I asked him, I was like, I can't believe, because see, I thought I was young. I thought it was a choice. Oh Lord, please don't let me knock this over. I thought it was a choice. Yeah. I thought you had a choice to to be gay, to to be transgender. And I remember Martin looked at me and he said, what do you mean? I'm a girl. And I was like, well, yeah. He said, I'm a woman. He said, you just can't see it, but on the inside, I'm all woman and proud to be. That's the thing that I love about transgender women. I love the fact that they proud. I love the fact that they proud. That they put it all out there. They put it out there. They put it on the line. That fascinated me with Martin. Here I was taught like, ooh, oh, you're a woman. Um, uh, 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 you with the rib from the Adam. I only have one child, but I remember all that pain. I said to myself, you mean I couldn't get a rib? I'd have tore a rib out of my husband's chest not to go through labor. But that's cult talk. Immaculate conception? The first time I was touched, that was blown away. Because I didn't understand. Why you got to do that for? immaculate conception. Ain't people's baby supposed to be done? So you see, it's the whole thing. But and that's when I'm sitting there and I'm looking at Martin, and I'm like, he's the proudest woman I know. I know. I remember I just came out of the cult. I had to sit there every Sunday and hear about how low women was and how we um, ate the apple and the thing and then somebody didn't like you when you got old, so he went and got some young woman and then I'm supposed to be okay with that and 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 then there's Martin sitting in front of me and he is proud to be a woman. And I am proud right along with him. I don't know. I wasn't beaten down, trotted down anymore. I, I hope I'm expressing it to y'all the right way. But that's my BED-STY story. That was my. It was Martin, and I fell in love. Proudest woman I ever met. My generation, we was already beat down. Um, please, please. No domestic laws like they have now, domestic violence laws like they have now. Not when I was coming up. No, 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 no. A woman was supposed to take that ass whipping and be proud on it, keep it moving. Just beat down. And then I met Martin, and even though the gay boys chased him, and I know I go back and forth. He didn't live long enough to do the total thing transition. AIDS came in. HIV/AIDS. HIV/AIDS. It came through, okay? But my BED-STY stories include my meeting the first proud woman in my life who happened to be a transgender woman, but the proudest woman I ever met in my life. The proudest woman I ever met sitting there putting on lipstick. It just so and that started my BED-STY story. And then, like I said, over time, I went through the friends with the gay boys, um, especially when I worked in Midtown in the hotels. So you come into because that was the theater. It was easier to run on auditions if you worked. I worked at the UN Plaza Hotel, so it was very easy to do auditions and different things like that from the UN Plaza Hotel. That's how I got the job because I had already been in school for they called it media, and that include like papers, periodical, I guess it's called periodicals, papers, magazines, just writing all different things, press release and stuff like that. So when I told her about that, she was like, "Well, we're a bunch of actors. The only thing, the only person that we don't have in the mix is a writer, and then you're an African American, so that was a plus." So that was Priscilla's thing. I remember her to this day. Priscilla was a wonderful actress, and probably still is. And she said that's the only thing we don't have. We have actors and actresses, but we have no writers. So the opportunity was awesome. So that was my introduction into the where I met the gay boys. And then when I worked, which was before I met the gay boys, I met the drag queens. Madly in love with them. I'm madly in love with them. I couldn't wait for them to come to New York. They came every other Sunday. And they would come early. They would sit at the bar. We would talk. We had a great time. Yes, I went to Washington to see them because that's where the troupe came from. So you know Small's Paradise was paying them good if they left Washington to come all the way to Small's Paradise to do a drag show. And it was so much fun. So much fun. So much fun. Um, so then, I met the gay boys, and that's what BED-STY story is about. Now, the reason why I'm on here is because I figured eventually someone will see it. And as an older woman, and I take care of myself, and I live to be a good age. And I said, if I were to choose a mate to spend the next 20 years of my life with, who would I want? A grumpy old man that's used to a wife that feeds him, puts his food up, make his doctor's appointment, tell him everything? Or do I want an old man who just beat his wife to death and now he's just trying to find somebody else to beat to death because that's his cult toward him that women are worthless and women stay with him when he treats them like they're worthless. So, and I said, no, I don't want those two. And I said, you know what? I want someone who really loves themselves. Someone who really loves themselves. And someone who, though old, is new again. And then y'all heard me say it from my other BED-STY stories. You heard me say it. Like Caitlyn Jenner. Bruce Jenner was old and he died. Caitlyn is young. Caitlyn is new. Caitlyn is looking at the world with new eyes, and that's what I want. I want me a Caitlyn. I want me a Caitlyn Jenner. I would prefer African American, but I want a Caitlyn Jenner. I know Caitlyn wants like somebody young. I know she got some young something, and you know what? Good for her. But I was looking at transition, and these were older men who just said, I'm not dying. I'm not leaving this earth hiding this woman that's inside of me. I'm sick of it. I want to bring her out. I want to be that woman. I want to have girlfriends. I want to go shopping. I want to do this. That's me. That's me. That's me. Because to me, you're young again. And I know you're taking care of yourself because you're always looking in the mirror. Oh, hello. You're always looking in the mirror. You're always getting your nails done. You're taking care of yourself. You love your body. So that is the ideal person for me. I want to go purse shopping. Yes, I want to go lipstick. And listen, I learned from Martin. Martin taught me things. As I told my therapist, she kept mentioning every time I said it. So, I said it a few times extra. Do y'all remember Midnight in the Garden of Good and Eden? And I say her name is Champagne. Some say Champlain. But her attitude was the attitude that Martin taught me. You remember she said, 2 tears in the bucket, MFer. I mean, it doesn't rhyme because I don't say it after 2 tears in the bucket, motherfucker. And that's how I want us to be. And we will have a good last time together. He will take care of himself. He will he'll want to stay healthy. He, this is his chance to bring that body out that he always wanted. And he'll have such a zest for life. So that's another reason why we're doing Bed-Stuy porch stories. And how it traces back to T.S. Madison is that she helped trigger it when I looked at her when she had the Queen's Court. That's when I first got introduced to T.S. Madison by my daughter. And right away, madly in love. I'm not a bigger fan as the Maddie mob is. I just send money when I get a chance to send money over, but I'm not. I know how like her Patreon. You guys go to her Patreon. It's a little bluer than I'm comfortable with, so I don't go. I try to stay to YouTube where she does PG-13. But you guys can go over. It's something she said is popping, something is going off, something is coming good, something's in the works. I've been looking at the show. I didn't look at the Christmas show because it's too cultist for me. And speaking of that, changing gears, I for years couldn't understand that no matter how much I read that book, no matter how much I prayed over that book, hey, no matter how much I studied, wrote down quotes from that book, I was never accepted because it's cult. So I don't understand why the community, especially the African American community, LGBTQ, yeah, I put myself in the community because I love you too. I stood, I gave money, I marched, I wrote my letters. I support you 100%. So I can say and not be gay. But love them. I'm a mother. Those are daughters and sons, nieces and nephews. I support 100%. So yeah, I stand up for you. Sometimes I think the community forgets that. They forget, oh, you got straight friends. You do have straight friends. Because everybody's not in the cult. But I don't understand why you want to be in there. It's like, I remember I was up here somewhere and I heard this uh, cult leader tell this joke. The cult leader said that a little boy was sitting out in front of the cult's main house, the house of worship, and he was crying. And this figure came over to him and he said, "Why are you crying, little boy?" And the little boy said, "I'm crying because they won't let me in." Cults are the only one that let you in and out. Cults let you in, or cults don't let you in. Cults let you become a follower, but you'll be at the bottom forever. But that's it. He said they won't let me in. And then the figure that was talking to him was the blonde haired guy with the robe and the sandals. And the 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 blonde haired guy with the robe and the sandals said, don't worry, I'm not in there either. And then it was like happily ever after. So that during that time, that's when the cult leader was admonishing us for not doing something constantly. Oh, you're not tithing enough. You're not giving enough. You're not participating in enough things. You're just not basically giving him enough. And that's what he used that for. So it's very funny how I just want to say to the community, that's a cult. And all these cults, they won't let you be a follower. Don't you know how much of a leader you are? The fact they won't let you be a follower? I don't know any leader that gives up his leadership so easily. I look at here. I see it on YouTube. When they get their group, when they get their 1,000 or they get their 2 or 3,000, some of them will share, which is by what do you do when you have people coming up in the box, or you share the thing, then you share followers or subscribers. But a lot of them who have large numbers of subscribers, they don't want to do that. They don't want to share that way, or they pick and choose who they share. You ain't fighting to get on there, so why are you fighting to go for the cults? Anyway, that's what I want to say. So every time I hear them when I'm on YouTube, and they go into, they know the phrases, they know the verses. I love Maddie, and she knows the hashashando and all that stuff. I also went through a sanctified church. As a woman, and let me tell you something. That's when I was taught servitude, worthlessness. Because remember, I'm the one that made Adam eat the apple. Adam would have been chilling out in the garden. But somebody made him eat the apple. The woman made him eat the apple. So I was constantly reminded. That's why I asked Martin that question. I was like, you want to be a woman? And that's what he said. I'm not wanting to be a woman. I am. I was like, because to me, I just so beaten down. Woman, you got to cook food. Boys don't cook food. You do the laundry. Men don't do the laundry. You take care of them. And how are you going to get a man? You can't clean the house. And how are you going to get a man? You can't do. And how this, and you have to have those babies, and you have to. It's like the weight of the world. So I couldn't understand, why would Martin want the weight of, why would my T.S. Martin want the weight of the world? He didn't want the weight of the world. Like me, just how the situation is. Excuse me, y'all. I get dry. My throat gets dry. After talking for 31 minutes. He said it was on the inside. It's not a choice. It's not a choice. And that's what I used to write in my list. Oh, it's a choice to be gay. Oh, it's a choice to be. It's just a choice. I'm like, no, it's not. It's a choice to be in your cult or not. But if you're part of the community, it's in you. It's in you. So anyway, while we sitting here on the stoop, how did y'all like that? Let's have to. Oh, I have to apologize. I have to say I'm sorry, because Sunday which was the start of the Kwanzaa festival. I didn't come live because I had anticipated an event happening earlier that day, and I got all set up for it, and it didn't happen, and I just was too bummed to come on. But I did look at Maddie on Monday, so I'm gonna have to look at some of my notes here. Ooh, excuse me. Oh yes, let's get to the Maddie show. She was gorgeous. Gorgeous. What I said. Her hair looked flawless. Those eyelashes were giving innocent wonder. I don't know where Maddie got those eyelashes from. But if me and my transgender mate was watching, we'd be in through all the department stores saying we want eyelashes like that. They just had it made her eyes wider. Like I said, I just wrote, it gave her innocent wonder when she looked at the camera. The hair was flawless. Okay. You know what really cracks me up? Maddie in the morning, especially of late, her and Mo singing. It's morning. It's morning. That thing cracks me up. What my daughter loves about Maddie in the morning, she says, Mommy, can you find a more simplistic opening for a show or a show tune other than Maddie in the morning, 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 Maddie in the whoa, 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 whoa. Maddie in the morning, Maddie in the morning. I love it. Oh, excuse me, y'all. In the wintertime, I always get a little congested. Before coronas, it would be like a simple cold or stopped up nose, but now everything is like a major. So that was it. Oh yeah, and Maddie was talking about, I have here testosterone blockers. Or did I write that? Because remember, Martin, oh boy, he could have done so much. I mean, okay, granted, if he was alive now, he'd been 79. I mean, 69. But that's not bad. He'd have been married. He'd have lived long enough to get married. Which, yes, I contacted my congressman in support of. So, you say that, oh, black people, everybody ain't in that cult. And everybody ain't against you. And I, for one, am sick of hearing it. And that's why I'm on here. From a young girl, I was introduced to the community. Okay. Oh, so Deirdre's on. She just went up again. I'll have to look at her replay. So Maddie said she was going, she got a new doctor. That's what she's saying on the show. And the whole balance thing. And it's a lot. It's a lot, but it's worth it. It's worth it because I'm not discombobulated. I'm what they call it, homeostasis. I'm balanced. And transition to me, a trans woman, it's becoming balanced. woman inside, woman outside, woman all around. And if that's the case, even women are constantly in transition. Women inside, women outside, women all around. You know, like I said, it's the school of hard knocks. And that's, I love me some transgender women just before their strength, their beauty. Yes, Martin didn't have all the fake eyelashes. It wasn't like that back in the 80s. Not for poor little trans girls. Wasn't like that. It's different. I'm talking y'all judging if you listen. You're judging me for what I'm talking about now. You're judging it by now. Is that no, you couldn't really go into places and get eyelashes. Sometimes Martin could and put them on. Sometimes I had eyelashes and I would just give it to him. But it wasn't the same because if you go in there and you bought eyelashes and everybody start looking at you and then they start talking and they were much bolder then, you know. Maddie talks about it now, about the attacks on trans women and stuff like that. I'm just telling you, back in the 80s, it was off to his zizzy. Okay? I remember holding that gate many times saying in here because my house was closer than Martin's house. Martin in here. We fucking slammed the gate. I'm like, why are they chasing you? What's going on? Haters came in before. He said they jealous. But I know my TS1 could switch. Just proud to be a woman. And see, that's it. That's it. At the point that I think most transgender women are missing. You're proud to be a woman in a society that don't like proud women. Transgender women are in love with being a woman in a society that don't love women. Transgender women are proud in a society that don't like proud women. They want obedient women, subservient women. Women love trans women because they're proud to be a woman. Women, if they had guts and got out the cults, would see that transgender women are proud and loud to be a woman, as should we. We biological women, we need to stop being the one who gave Adam the apple and be proud to be women like transgender women. Okay, so y'all know y'all ain't never gonna see this video. I think YouTube put it back to private. Okay, so let me go on. Okay. Okay. Oh, yeah. Patreon. I was talking about Patreon. You know, you guys subscribe to Patreon. Maybe a couple of years back, after. A lot of the Patreon stuff is real blue for me. So I just watch her. I have money. I give her money, you know. And that's it. It's, you know, I love her, but I love the PG. And the PG is what I get on YouTube. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. Fight in the church with Marcus. Marcus went over, they showed a video, right? It was a video. Marcus walked over and punched the deacon in the face during a live church sermon. So they spoke about that. And then they had a gorilla chewing, and I said it's funny as well. Oh, and they said something about rapper Almighty. He hates wearing condoms despite the risk of catching STDs. He says, I walk by faith. I don't walk by disease. That's the cults. You see, the cults, they bring a man up to be so superior that he thinks himself to be God. That's the cults. He has a right to go through and transmit as much STDs as he likes, and women will put up with it. Because that's our duty. Remember, it's his rib that made us. Not sex, not labor. It's the rib. So if he transmits a disease, he transmits that cancer. What's that shot they're giving the young people now? If he transmits that, to him, it's his right as a man. So that's the dangers of it. And of course, Maddie being Maddie and proud to be a woman, was like, no, you're just trying to infect everybody. Okay. Oh, I'm not staying too much on that nut. That wear the condom. But Maddie was drinking Crown shots. Ooh boy, I remember when I used to hit the crown, hit the crown, y'all, hit the crown. So now they said there was an article about Little Bootsy claims R. Kelly victims are exaggerating stories of abuse. Victim shaming. Bootsy don't know, and something about Little Nas, and you mean, see, that's what yeah. I think what him and Maddie was saying, they come down on the community and they're next, exactly. When you don't support a marginalized group of people, then you're next. After they take care of the marginalized person, put them in then you're next, and then so on and so forth. So you need to stick with them. Stop. I don't know. That generation. I don't know. He said he go by faith, and he go by faith that he ain't gonna get nothing, but his faith don't go to spreading stuff. So, and I don't know the little Naj and stuff like that. So a lot of times when I look at Maddie in the morning, I don't go to the celebrity thing, because in my mind, the greatest celebrity in the world is the one that has put satellites in the sky for us so we could have a social media for African Americans everybody, community, non-community, legs, mentally challenged. If your skin is brown, that social media is for you. And the only way you get that is by putting satellites in the sky. And as rich as these folks run around here saying they ain't got no satellite. The only one I know is Byron Allen, and that's because he bought the Weather Channel, and the Weather Channel has to have satellites in the sky. But other than that, if you are so rich, get a satellite in the sky. Okay? Other than that, running around with your Louis Vuittons, Louis Vuitton is rich. Running around with your Gucci, that's corporate Gucci. Ain't even family Gucci. It's corporate Gucci. Like corporate McDonald's and corporate Burger King. Okay. Oh. Now, Maddie and them had an article about a man charged with eating grinder date's genitals on Christmas Eve. Okay, we're going to leave it like that. Okay, then there was another article about a woman who makes, this is Maddie in the morning I'm talking about. She's coming on tomorrow morning, but I'm here today. I won't be back on until Sunday when we come and sit on the porch and chew the fat. Yeah. She says that her boyfriend has to call her while she's at work. And he calls her, the boyfriend has to call all the time so he won't cheat. And Maddie says it's up to the man to respect her. He can cheat. He can be calling her on the phone. Ain't nobody ever look at Cheaters. Wasn't Cheaters, they always put a segment in Cheaters where the mates talk on the telephone while the other mate is out cheating. So he can call you 100 times from a motel. He can call you from a woman's bed. Just because he calls you does not mean he's not cheating. So I found that to be very funny. She does pull out some good ones, her and Mo. Okay. Married men. I don't know. Married men kills trans woman. I can't remember why I wrote that down. Maybe that was the article. Well, and then I put Friday. I don't know what the notes are. I wrote that while looking at it. So, hey, I made it in 10 minutes. I want to apologize for last Sunday. As I said, I didn't go up to talk about, on Sundays, I don't talk about Maddie in the morning too much. I talk more about the BED-STY stories and my introduction. And then I have to keep repeating stuff because I don't think anyone sees the video. But BED-STY story is my introduction to the community through my best friend. I was like 21, 22. I know it was early 80s, late 70s, early 80s. And I met Martin. And since then, back and forth, my life has been interwoven with the community, not because I'm gay, I'm straight, just because I have friends. I have friends who are in the community that I support. I have friends. When I remember when the marriage, when they said that gays get married, I thought Martin right away. And I did have a gay friend I was working with doing my show Neighbors that I can't bring up, I think, because I'm on YouTube. And Martin would be married now. I would be so happy. And that's the first thing I thought. I thought about Martin. Instead of being a little girl running out there around by herself, she'd be able to have a mate. You know? And that's what my porch story is about. I'll tell you some more about like Vanessa, uh, because that was during the time of marriage, and Vanessa didn't marry out of school. She married her high school boyfriend. And all the things that happened. How that dreadful AIDS came through, but how crack came through like a tornado. Like a tornado. Whoa. Mm-mm-mm-mm. That was something. That was a destroyer of a lot. That was something. Man, oh man. And to find out, you know, like I said, I was in BED-STY and we were told it was the Haitians. But when I read, oh gosh, Harper is his first name. I want to say Dennis Harper. When he tells the track of the story of HIV/AIDS, and he puts it to a little Caucasian uh, male stewardess who was flying all over the place, and he touched down. He's what they call it, number one, the number one person. But I want to go on record on YouTube as saying, no, stop saying, please stop saying that old women are hating on the community, because we're not. We are not. I'm not. And there's people out people out there. There are people out there like me, and they're not either. And I just want to go on the record. So that did everything about Maddie. Yeah, that man charged with eating his grinders, gates, genital. Those folks are out there. Oh, what I gotta say in closing. Y'all really ain't taking this COVID thing seriously again. This is unbelievable. Totally unacceptable. Y'all are not taking that COVID seriously. Before I knew maybe 2 people who had it, maybe 2, 3 people died from it. Now, thanks to Miss Mary, let me put that out there in closing. Thanks to Miss Mary, I was so upset when T.S. and Miss Mary got that COVID from the brother. He should have known better. But okay, what I learned from Miss Mary was, she said she ain't hugging. She's not hugging nobody. She ain't hugging. She ain't hugging nobody, and she ain't hugging nobody. I remember looking at Miss Mary, and I said, Miss Mary, Miss Mary, thank you very much. I ain't hugging nobody. I ain't hugging nobody, and I ain't hugging nobody. So I want to thank y'all for coming and sitting on the stoop with me. And you hear the dogs barking, right? They always trying to, you know, they always trying to catch it on the grind. It's like they know I'm recording, and they're like, "Come on, come on, come on, let's bark. Let's bark now." She recording. I'm trying to get this music to play. But give me a minute. Give me a minute. This is my sophistication. I do have a remote control.
Power on.
No, seriously.
Bluetooth ready.
Let's see.
Bluetooth ready to pair.
Okay. I don't know. It's unpaired.
Bluetooth connected.
There we go. This is the way my show's in. This is the way my show's in. With me trying to figure out smooth. It's a smooth operation. This is a smooth operation in the house. See? We're professional in this piece. I'll have to do something to fix that. But I want to thank y'all for coming and sitting on the stoop with me and our BED-STY brownstone stoop and hearing my stories. I hope I made you laugh. I hope I made you smile. And I hope I let you know that I ain't got no issues with the community. I'll see you on Sunday. Thanks for stopping in.